All right, strap in everyone, because today we are going deep on Apache Flink.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, our listeners have sent us some sources, and they're suggesting Flink can handle both streaming and batch data processing.
All in one engine.
Yeah, in one engine. It's
Yeah.
kind of like saying you have one car that's perfect for both like crazy city traffic and then also like off-road adventures.
That's a bold claim.
Yeah, it is, right.
So can one system really do both of those things well?
Right.
I guess that's our mission today,
Yeah,
to figure out how it works, what makes it special,
totally.
and ultimately, does it live up to the hype?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but traditionally, stream processing and batch processing have been totally different things.
Totally separate worlds.
Right. Like, imagine trying to analyze, I don't know, like a Twitter fire hose in real time
Yes.
versus like crunching numbers on yearly sales data, you know?
Yeah, totally different tools,
Totally different tools, right?
different approaches.
So help me understand this.
Yeah.
Where does Flink even fit into all of this?
Right.
Because the sources are saying that it somehow merges these two worlds.
It does. It does.
Okay.
So Flink's big idea
Yeah.
is that streaming is the foundation for everything,
Okay.
even batch tasks.
Interesting.
So it treats a fixed data set like it's a stream that just ends at some point.
Okay.
It's a bit like thinking of a factory production line.
Okay.
Sometimes it runs continuously, sometimes it produces a set number of items,
Right.
but it's the same line.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Same line.
But how does it actually work,
Right.
like in practice?
So Flink uses something called Dataflow Graphs
Okay.
to break down tasks into a series of connected steps.
Yeah.
It's like a recipe that outlines exactly how to process the data.
Okay, so it's kind of like giving instructions step by step
Step by step,
on how to handle the data.
how to process it exactly.
Okay.
From
And
these data streams, they can be pipelined for speed
okay.
when you need instant insights.
Yeah.
Or they can block data strategically to allow for more complex calculations.
Interesting. So it's kind of adapting to the type of data and the desired outcome.
Absolutely.
Adapting. Now, what about accuracy?
Right.
Because if like data comes in out of order, that would mess things up, right?
That could be a big problem for some systems.
Yeah.
But that's where Flink's time management system comes in.
Okay.
Okay, so it differentiates between event time, which is when something actually happened,
Gotcha.
and processing time, which is when the system sees it.
Okay, so it's like it knows the difference between when something actually happened
does.
versus when the computer system is actually processing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This ensures accurate analysis, even if the data arrives out of order.
Wow, that's a huge deal,
It is.
especially for things like, I don't know, financial transactions or like tracking website traffic. It's like making sure that a package's delivery time is recorded accurately, even if it gets like stuck in transit for a while.
Perfect analogy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so to really understand how this works, let's peek under the hood at Flink's architecture.
Okay, love it.
So what have we got?
All right, so Flink has this 4-layer stack.
Okay.
It goes from like deployment all the way to libraries.
Okay.
And it offers these different levels of APIs to suit your needs.
So it's kind of user-friendly regardless of your technical skills?
Absolutely. From very simple to very customizable.
Gotcha. That's always good.
Yeah, and at its heart, Flink operates in a distributed setup with 3 key components.
Okay. Lay it on me.
The client, the job manager, and the task managers.
Okay, so break those down for me a little bit.
Okay, think of it like a restaurant.
I like where this is going.
The client places the order. That's the data processing task.
Okay.
The job manager is the head chef, coordinating everything.
All right, so keeping everything running smoothly.
Exactly. And the task managers are the cooks,
Okay.
doing the actual work, in parallel.
I love that in the kitchen.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about scalability?
Okay.
Can Flink handle like massive data sets without choking?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that Flink is so interesting,
Okay.
it uses buffering to increase throughput.
Okay, so what is that? What is buffering?
So buffering is basically like having a holding area
Okay.
for ingredients before they're processed.
Okay, I'm with you.
Right. So this can speed things up,
Okay.
but
That's always a but.
there's always a trade-off, right?
Catch.
Buffering can sometimes increase latency.
Okay, so explain that to me.
Right. So the more you buffer,
Yeah.
the higher the throughput, but potentially at the cost of some delay.
So it's about finding a balance.
You've got to find that sweet spot
Right.
based on your needs.
So speed versus how much data you're handling.
Exactly.
And to visualize this, actually, the study you sent included a really handy graph showing this relationship.
Oh, a visual aid.
Visual aid, always helpful.
I love it.
Between buffer timeout and throughput.
Awesome. I can't wait to see that.
You'll love it.
Okay. So speaking of keeping things running smoothly, what about fault tolerance?
Right.
Can Flink handle like hiccups in the system without losing all the work it's done?
Absolutely. Fault tolerance is critical, especially when you are dealing with these continuous data streams.
Right.
Imagine a system crash after, like, days of calculations.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
That's a data scientist's nightmare.
Yeah.
So Flink uses a very clever checkpointing mechanism called asynchronous barrier snapshotting.
Okay, ABS.
ABS, exactly.
So I'm guessing this helps prevent that data loss nightmare.
It does. It does.
Okay, good.
Think of it like autosave in a video game.
Oh, okay.
Right. So Flink strategically saves its progress.
Okay.
So you don't have to start from scratch
Right. Yeah.
if something goes wrong.
Makes sense.
And it uses these things called barriers
Okay.
to ensure consistent snapshots of the system state.
Gotcha.
Kind of like synchronizing runners in a relay race
Okay.
to make sure the handoff is smooth.
Gotcha. So even if one part of the system stumbles, Flink can pick up where it left off.
Exactly.
Without losing data. That's reassuring.
Without losing data.
Okay, so we've been focusing a lot on streaming,
Yeah.
but what about those batch processing tasks?
Right.
You mentioned Flink handles those too, right?
Yes, and here's the thing. Even for batch tasks, it's still streaming under the hood.
Interesting.
Right. But Flink optimizes for these bounded data sets by using something called query optimization,
Okay.
like a super efficient route planner for data processing.
So no more data traffic jams?
No more traffic jams,
Nice.
finding the fastest path to get the job done.
So what about massive data sets? Can it handle those without breaking a sweat?
That's where its memory management techniques come in. It has these tricks up its sleeve to handle really, really large data sets.
Okay.
Kind of like having an incredibly organized warehouse
Okay.
where everything is stored efficiently and accessed quickly.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm starting to see why people are so excited about Flink.
Yeah.
It's like it has a solution for every data challenge.
It does. It does.
But haven't other systems tried to do this before?
No.
Where does Flink stand compared to, say, like Spark or Hadoop?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Right. There are definitely other contenders in this data processing arena.
Right.
However, Flink really stands out in a few key areas.
Okay, I'm listening.
First, its commitment to true streaming as the foundation for everything.
Great.
This gives it an edge in terms of speed and flexibility.
Gotcha.
Other systems might offer micro-batching.
Okay.
But Flink was born and raised in the world of streaming.
So it's not just an add-on feature. It's baked into Flink's DNA.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
Second, Flink excels at handling out-of-order data, which, as we've discussed, can be a major pain point
Yeah, huge.
for other systems.
Right.
Remember that event time versus processing time distinction.
Yes.
This lets Flink process data accurately, even if it arrives completely jumbled,
Okay.
which is crucial for many real-world applications.
So it's like Flink has built-in time travel capabilities for data.
I love that. I love that.
Right. It's pretty wild.
That's a great way to think about it.
But real-world performance is what matters.
Absolutely.
Does Flink actually live up to the hype?
Based on benchmarks and real-world deployments, Flink really delivers.
Okay.
It's been proven to handle massive data sets
Yeah.
and complex workloads with impressive speed and efficiency.
So we're not just talking theory here.
If-
Flink is actually out there doing the heavy lifting.
It's out there doing the work.
I'm curious, can you give us some examples of how Flink is being used in practice?
Absolutely. One area where Flink really shines is in real-time analytics.
Okay.
So think about companies like Amazon or Netflix. They have millions of users generating data every second.
Right. I'm imagining like a tsunami of clicks, searches, and watch history.
Exactly.
A data analyst's dream or nightmare.
It could be both.
Right.
Right. And they need to make sense of all of this data instantly
Okay.
to personalize recommendations, detect fraud,
Right.
or optimize their systems.
Okay.
And that's where Flink comes in.
Gotcha.
It can analyze these massive data streams in real time, providing insights that drive immediate action.
So Flink is the engine behind those, like, people who bought this also bought that suggestions
Exactly.
that seem to know my shopping habits better than I do.
It is.
Right. It's a little creepy, but also kind of cool.
It's a little bit of both.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so what else?
So it's also used for things like detecting fraudulent financial transactions.
Okay,
And
important.
identifying anomalies in network traffic.
Cybersecurity stuff.
Yes, exactly. And even monitoring social media trends.
Wow, so it really is the ultimate multitasker.
It is. Handling everything from personalized shopping experiences to cybersecurity.
That's right.
What else can it do?
So another major use case is building data pipelines.
Okay.
Think of it like the plumbing that connects different parts of a data-driven system.
Gotcha.
Flink can ingest data from a bunch of different sources,
Okay.
transform it, enrich it, and then ultimately deliver it to its final destination.
Okay.
Whether that's a data warehouse,
Yeah.
a machine learning model, or a real-time dashboard.
So it's like Flink is the conductor of the data orchestra.
I love that.
Right.
I love that analogy.
Making sure all the instruments are in sync and playing the right tune.
That's a great way to put it.
And because it handles both bash and stream processing seamlessly,
Yes.
it can orchestrate these incredibly complex data pipelines
Absolutely.
that other systems probably struggle with.
They do.
I'm starting to see why people call Flink the future of data processing.
Yes.
It's like it's breaking down the traditional barriers between different data types and processing methods.
Exactly. And this unified approach is opening up all these exciting new possibilities.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Especially in the world of machine learning and AI.
Ooh, okay, now we're talking kerning.
Right.
AI is everywhere these days, so how does Flink fit into that landscape?
So one of the biggest challenges in machine learning is training models on these massive data sets.
Right.
And Flink can handle both historical batch data and real-time streams,
So both.
which makes it incredibly versatile for training and deploying these AI models.
So it's like giving these AI systems a super-powered brain,
Yes.
allowing them to learn from both the past and the present.
Exactly.
That's wild.
This means we can build these more dynamic and responsive AI systems that are constantly learning and adapting,
Right.
rather than just relying on static models that are trained on data that might be outdated.
That's huge.
Yes.
It sounds like Flink is playing a key role in pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
It is. It is.
Okay, but before we get too carried away, let's take a step back and kind of recap what we've learned about Flinks so far.
Yeah. What are some key takeaways that stand out to you?
Well, first, the idea that Flink treats everything as a stream, even batch data,
It's a big one.
that's pretty mind-blowing to me.
Yeah. It is.
It's like discovering this hidden connection between two seemingly separate worlds.
I agree. That's a really fundamental concept that makes Flink so unique.
Right.
And remember, this approach allows for true real-time processing,
Right.
which is so essential for many modern applications.
Absolutely.
What else? What else struck you?
The fact that it handles out-of-order data so gracefully is also really impressive.
Yes.
Knowing that your results will be accurate, even if the data arrives all jumbled up,
Yeah.
is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Especially when you're dealing with time-sensitive information.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point. Flink's ability to manage time accurately is a major strength.
Totally.
And it's something that many other systems struggle with.
Yeah, they do.
Any other insights that you want to highlight?
I was really struck by how Flink is being used in all these real-world applications.
Yes.
Like from personalized recommendations to fraud detection
Right.
and even training AI models.
It's everywhere.
It seems like Flink is popping up everywhere.
It is. It is.
It really does.
That's because Flink is incredibly versatile.
Yeah.
Its ability to handle both stream and batch processing,
Right.
combined with its performance and fault tolerance,
Yeah.
makes it a perfect fit for a wide range of use cases.
Totally.
And we're really just scratching the surface of what's possible with Flink.
It sounds like we've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but I have a feeling there's even more to explore.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any other aspects of Flink that we haven't touched on yet?
Plenty more to dive into.
Okay, well, let's take a quick break,
Right.
and we'll come back and discuss those in just a moment.
Sounds good. Oh, yeah, there's a lot more we could get into.
Okay, so what about things like SQL support or integration with other tools?
Good questions.
Is Flink like a standalone system, or does it play nicely with others?
That's another area where Flink really shines.
Okay.
It has a robust SQL integration,
Okay.
which means you can write queries
Okay.
to analyze your data using familiar SQL syntax,
Okay.
even for streaming data.
That's convenient.
It is very convenient.
So you don't have to like learn a whole new language to work with Flink.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
What about integration with other tools?
Yeah, so in terms of integration, Flink plays really well with others.
Okay.
It can connect to a bunch of different data sources and syncs,
Okay.
like Kafka, Cassandra, Elasticsearch, you name it.
Gotcha.
It also integrates with popular data processing frameworks, like Apache Beam,
Oh, okay.
allowing you to build these portable data pipelines
Right.
that can run on multiple execution engines.
So Flink's like the social butterfly of data processing.
That's a great way to think about it.
Right. Connecting and collaborating with all the cool kids in the data ecosystem.
All the cool kids.
Right.
And this open and collaborative nature is one of the reasons why Flink has such a vibrant and active community.
Oh, interesting. Speaking of community,
Yeah.
how does Flink's open source nature contribute to its development and adoption?
Yeah, so being open source means that anyone can contribute to Flink's development,
Okay.
from fixing bugs to adding new features.
Gotcha.
And this has led to a really rapid pace of innovation
Okay.
and this constantly evolving ecosystem of tools and libraries around Flink.
So it's kind of like a collective brain trust, right?
Yeah.
With developers all over the world contributing their expertise to make Flink better.
Exactly, exactly.
That's cool.
And this open source model also makes it easier for companies to adopt Flink
Okay. How so?
because they can start experimenting with it without any upfront licensing costs.
That's huge, especially for like startups
Right. Huge for startups and smaller companies.
who don't have the budget for like expensive proprietary software.
Exactly. And as more companies adopt Flink
Yeah.
and contribute back to the community,
Yeah.
the entire ecosystem benefits.
It's a win-win for everyone.
A win-win for everyone.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, as much as I love like geeking out about the technical details,
Sure.
I'm always curious about the bigger picture.
Right.
So like what are the long-term implications of Flink's rise in popularity?
Right.
How is it shaping the future of data processing?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think Flink is playing a key role in several emerging trends.
Yeah.
First, it's blurring the lines between batch and stream processing,
Okay.
making these real-time insights more accessible than ever before.
So it's not just about like crunching numbers anymore.
All right.
It's about making like data-driven decisions in the moment.
In the moment, exactly.
Okay.
Second, Flink's ability to handle complex event processing
Okay.
is crucial for the rise of the Internet of Things.
IoT, right?
IoT, exactly.
Yeah. Everything's connected these days.
Everything is connected.
So that makes sense.
With billions of devices generating data,
Right.
we need these systems that can analyze and respond to these events
Okay.
in real time.
So it's like having a nervous system for the IoT,
Yes, I love that.
allowing us to kind of like sense and react to the world around us
Yeah.
in a smarter way.
In a more intelligent way, exactly.
Okay, cool.
And finally, Flink is fueling the growth of AI and machine learning
Okay, yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
by providing this powerful platform
Yeah.
for training and deploying models that can learn from both historical and real-time data.
So it's like Flink is the foundation for a whole new generation of intelligent applications
I like that.
that can like adapt and evolve in real time.
Exactly. And as data continues to grow
Yeah.
in volume, velocity, and variety,
Right.
Flink is well positioned to be at the forefront of this data-driven revolution.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Apache Flink is more than just a passing fad. It's a powerful and versatile system that's shaping the future of data processing
Absolutely.
in some pretty profound ways.
In really profound ways.
It sounds like we've reached the end of our deep dive into Apache Flink.
It does.
We've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
from the basics of its architecture to its real-world applications
Yes.
and its role in shaping the future of data processing.
It's a lot.
We've explored how Flink's unified approach to stream and batch processing,
Right.
its ability to handle out-of-order data,
Yes.
and its exceptional fault tolerance make it a truly unique and valuable system.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
We've also seen how Flink is being used to power, real-time analytics,
Yes.
build complex data pipelines,
Right.
and even fuel the rise of artificial intelligence.
That's amazing.
It's clear that Flink is more than just a data processing engine. It's a catalyst for innovation and a driver of digital transformation.
Absolutely.
So we hope you found this deep dive informative and engaging. And as always, we encourage you to explore further, dive into the source material, and
Yes.
perhaps even experiment with Flink yourself.
Give it a try.
Who knows? You might just discover the next groundbreaking data-driven application.
You might.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of Apache Flink.
It's been fun.
It has been fun.
Yeah.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with data.
Couldn't agree more.
Oh,
There's plenty more.
okay, awesome. So where do we go from here?
Well, let's talk about SQL support.
Okay, yeah. SQL,
Yeah.
the big deal.
It is. It's kind of like the language of data.
The lingua franca of data.
Right.
So Flink actually has this really robust SQL integration,
Okay.
which means you can use those familiar SQL queries
Okay.
to analyze your data,
Gotcha.
even for streaming data.
That's super convenient.
It is. It makes it really easy for analysts and developers
Yeah.
who are already comfortable with SQL
Right,
to
exactly.
leverage Flink's capabilities.
Yeah. So you don't have to learn like a whole new language to work with it.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about SQL support. What about integration with other tools?
Right. So Flink is really good at playing with others.
Okay, good.
It can connect to all sorts of data sources and sinks
Okay.
like Kafka, Cassandra, Elasticsearch,
Okay, yeah, those are big names.
the popular kids.
Right.
It also integrates with data processing frameworks like Apache Beam,
Okay.
which lets you build those portable data pipelines
Right.
that can run on different engines.
So Flink is like the ultimate team player in the data world.
It is. It's the social butterfly of data processing.
Right. Connecting and collaborating with everyone.
Exactly. And this open and collaborative nature
Yeah.
is one of the reasons why Flink has such a vibrant community.
Okay, that makes sense. You know, we were talking about the Flink community earlier.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that it's open source,
Right.
how does that contribute to its development and adoption?
So being open source means anyone can contribute to Flink.
Okay.
You can fix bugs, you can add new features.
Gotcha.
And this has led to a really rapid pace of innovation
Okay.
and this constantly evolving ecosystem around Flink.
So it's like a global brain trust working together to make it better.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
And this open source model also makes it easier for companies to adopt Flink.
Okay, yeah, because they can experiment without, like, the upfront licensing costs.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier to entry.
Right, especially for those smaller companies.
Absolutely.
Who might not have those big budgets.
And as more companies adopt Flink and contribute back, the whole ecosystem benefits.
It's a win-win.
A win-win for everyone.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the technical details of Flink,
We have
but I always like to zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
the big picture. I like it.
So what are the, like, long-term implications of Flink's rise in popularity?
Right.
How is it shaping the future of data processing?
That's a big question.
It is a big question.
But I think Flink is playing a key role in several emerging trends.
Okay, like what?
Well, first of all, it's really blurring the lines between batch and stream processing,
Right.
making real-time insights much more accessible.
So it's not just about crunching numbers, it's about making decisions in real time.
Exactly. Businesses need to be able to react quickly.
Right, the world moves fast,
Exactly.
especially in the data world.
Second, Flink's ability to handle those complex events
Okay.
is crucial for the Internet of Things.
Right, IoT, everything's connected.
Everything is connected.
Billions of devices.
Billions of devices generating data.
So we need systems that can keep up.
We need systems that can analyze and respond to those events in real time.
It's like a nervous system for the IoT,
Yes.
helping us sense and react to the world.
In a much more intelligent way.
Okay, that's pretty amazing.
And finally, Flink is fueling the growth of AI and machine learning.
Right, we talked about that.
By providing this powerful platform for building models that can learn from both historical and real-time data.
So it's like Flink is laying the foundation for a new generation of intelligent applications.
Exactly. Applications that can adapt and learn on the fly.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is. And as data continues to explode,
Yeah, it's not slowing down.
Flink is in a great position to be at the forefront of this data revolution.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Apache Flink is more than just hype.
I agree.
It's a powerful, versatile system that's shaping the future of data processing.
It's changing the game.
And it's been really fascinating to dive deep into it.
It has. It's been a great discussion.
It has. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listeners, we hope you found this deep dive into Apache Flink informative and engaging.
We do.
As always, we encourage you to explore further.
Yeah. Check out the source material.
Maybe even experiment with Flink yourselves.
Get your hands dirty.
Who knows? You might just discover the next big thing in data.
You never know.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with data.
Keep innovating.